The best of the morning to you. This is Monday with Friday, preparing you for a lighter week ahead. Last week, Trinidad and Tobago's notoriety swelled large in the world. Now, some Trinidadians have a nasty habit of saying, "I from Trinidad," or referring to their country simply as Trinidad, leaving out Tobago as though Tobago is an afterthought. That's wrong. With my love for fairness, I detest hearing anything but Trinidad and Tobago, as it was meant to be. But last week, Nicki Minaj left Trinbagonians happy for once that their good name was not called in what Trinbagonians would call Nicki Minaj's 𝐓𝐫𝐢𝐧𝐢𝐝𝐚𝐝. Now, if you don't recognize the word 𝐓𝐫𝐢𝐧𝐢𝐝, you could not be from Trinidad or Tobago. 𝐓𝐓𝐲𝐝 simply means controversy. And in Nicki's 𝐓𝐓𝐲𝐝, it means an enlarged pair of controversies. If you missed the news last week, you didn't hear that Nicki Minaj, who knows a thing or two about swelling, especially about swollen body parts, broadcasted to the whole world via her Twitter account with 22 million followers that her cousin's friend in Trinidad, not Trinidad and Tobago, Trinidad, took one of the COVID vaccines and ended up with a swollen body part. Actually, to be precise, two swollen body parts. Parts I can't mention, but given Nicki's female expertise with swollen body parts, I'll leave it to your imagination or your research. Talking about research, Nicki said that she herself has not taken the vaccine because, among other things, she wants to do her own research. Now, evidently, Nicki seems to have a swollen idea of her capacity for research. In fact, I've encountered a number of people who have over-swollen ideas of their ability to do research. Now, research is a serious thing. It involves probing a wide array of sources, not just sources you want to hear. It involves cross-examination of one source by all the others. Scientific research is not like checking whether the best t-shirt to get past your swollen chest is L, XL, or XXL. As well, at the end of any research, you are either examined by a board of scholars in a university or peer-reviewed by a group of experts who themselves were examined by universities and given academic credentials and licenses to practice their craft. I had a former friend who, as a Jamaican, has never voted for anybody but the PNP. Tell me 4 years ago that he researched things about Russia and Trump and would have voted for Trump if he could have. My former conscientious and evidently quite biased friend is no fool, but I'm sure he knows by now that he missed the mark horribly with his research. I see Republicans, for example, research things time and time again, and their lone sources are Facebook, Twitter, Fox, and Newsmax, all swollen sacks of nonsense. Research done by people who have no credentials or higher university degrees in their subject matter, or who have not delivered their research to a university or a group of peers for review, is at best swollen sacks or bags of nonsense. Nicki Minaj does know a thing or two about swollen bags. You can be sure that any research she or any other uncredentialed or non-peer-reviewed person does on COVID vaccines shall never be a seminal work, even though Nicki tweets that she knows a thing or two about seminal issues. People who say that they're researching COVID vaccines don't know 1/100% of what the scientists who've been researching vaccines and medicines for decades already know and have already told us. As for those people who say that God told me not to take the vaccine, they certainly have a swollen idea of themselves and a shrunken idea of how God certainly does work through science, which God created and which God celebrates and against which God does not have any problems. I like Trevor Noah. He helped, as Jamaicans would say, big up Trinidad more than once last week, while Nicki was swelling up Trinidad. But since Tobago is a much smaller landmass than Trinidad, I wonder if Tobagonians would have preferred that Nicki swelled them up. Maybe one of them has a cousin with a friend. They could send his name to Nicki. Then just like that, through a tweet, Nicki could swell up Tobago and Tobago would never ever be left out again when an insensitive Trinidadian boasts he is a Trinidadian and from Trinidad, not Trinidad and Tobago. And the Tobagonian contacting Nicki should make sure that their cousin's friend is male. Although if they made a mistake and chose a female, quite likely, as a naughty high school colleague of mine, who else but a Trini, says of Nicki, that cousin's friend could be giving piggyback rides in which the rider could sit on the cousin's friend, never have to hold on, and never fall off. I am Michael Friday, and as they sometimes used to say in America in the past, have a swell week. Happy Monday, all the way to Friday.